Hi guys, this is FNGR, and this week we talked to goldenfox, the winner of the last Analysis Daily Tournament. We're now 5 business days into that copyright strike on How Not to Brony 38. Hopefully I can find the will for another Analysis Daily entry this week. I'm going to be super crunched for time on How Not to Brony 40. Oddly enough, some things have come up, and I do feel inspired, but the person who screwed up lately has been me. So that should definitely be fun. By the way, fun tip, don't ask me to fix anything on the weekend. If I'm around between work and everything else, I'm going to be mentally shot. Thanks to Katystar, Deckard, Spade, Lilac Galaxy, as well as Keyframe for coming on to co-host this show. Thank you to goldenfox for being you. And I'm sorry, Toon, I didn't give you a co-host spot this time. I wanted to give some new guys a spot. I have no doubt in my mind that you would have kicked things up a notch. Special thanks to Great Silvermane for this super duper amazing art. Love it. Love you. Love all you guys. Like, subscribe, see you down below in the comments.
Well, he said he'd be 10 minutes late, so I was like,
fantastic.
Indeed.
Last time I were recording once to get everybody here.
Hey,
hello,
Katie.
Katystar, Katystar.
Hey, I'm going to be on mute for a tiny bit.
Okay.
You're only going to be here for a little bit?
Oh, she said she's going to be on mute.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to be on mute.
Oh, nice. The gang is almost all here. We're waiting on the golden one. I'm actually getting a gold, despite actually getting Katystar's video. I couldn't help myself. I saw Gray around, and I was like, hey, I want to get some troll art.
Oh, it's going to be magnificent.
Oh, yeah, did you know what it's going to be?
Yeah, you were talking about it in Limbo.
Mm-hmm. It was supposed to be both of them Rule 63, and I was like, you know what? Let's just turn Golden into a chick.
Spicy. Your icon was that spicy demon picture for a while.
Yeah, I remember, I think last time I talked, it was either Fallen or somebody, and I was like, you know, I really should change that. And it was funny because I remember 5 seconds later, Buttons is like, why did you change your ping to Vita? I mean, it's a cat, and that's cute and all. But why is it Vita?
You're Ahab the Arab.
Yeah, and I was like, well, nobody minds Ahab the Arab. Asher took the SJW test and got like 11.5.
Naturally.
Yes, so the test works. That's pretty high.
Goddamn. I ran into a living SJW at 7-Eleven.
Oh boy.
It was some big fat chick with bright red hair and glasses, and I was looking at her across the store, and I was like, I need an adult.
What was it? I talked to freaking events like, haha, I sent some cringy picture at freaking Keyframe because she has short hair, and I was like, haha, what's this? What'd you tweet at me? And I found this old Puerto Rican woman picture. And he's like, fuck you, Anthony.
What a glorious friendship you do have.
Yeah, I know. Hey, look, the minute I found him, I was like, I've got to get him, 1, because he's dangerous, 2, because he's dangerous. I need him because he's an asset, and I know if I leave him out in the wild, he'll destroy and eat everyone.
I need to put him on a reserve.
A reservation.
A reservation. A troll. That's what Limbo is. It's a reservation for trolls where they can frolic and run free. Just imagine him dressed up like a dog. Run free, boy. Run free.
I'm just imagining this big open space. It's got a sign, Limbo, where the fucktards can run free.
That's beautiful.
Oh my lord, Fagatini.
Oh, Jesus.
What?
I'm leaving this all in. Yes, sir.
That's good. Oh my lord.
Hear that,
Some
Goldie?
good shit.
Fucktards running free. That's what the podcast is about, son.
Oh my lord.
Jesus.
Oh my. Where the Pop-Tarts and the fuckwads can go and be themselves.
I
Welcome
feel
to
bad about you
Limbo's
being
Special
here, but Pastel's
Olympics.
been like running around going, are you dating Muffin? But what? I almost called her Muffins. I don't know.
Well, because I commented on that one pic. I was like, "Are you two dating?" I was hoping she'd say no. She said yes, and I was like, "Are you lying to me?"
I had a word with her. I was like, hey.
I'm assuming she was lying then.
I was like, what's this about? And she's like, oh, nothing. Would you like me to take it down? I was like, no, because that'll look suspicious. Just leave it the fuck up. So she took it down.
Oh, I wanted to go reply with the word spicy. Where
You've talked with Keyframe, right?
A couple times, yeah.
Okay, cool. Alright, this is what we're going to do, Dulcet. You're going to put on a bathrobe, and you're going to be our makeshift golden fox.
Oh, alright, let the games begin.
Yes. Oh, no, ladies, there's far too many of you. Please stop. Well, I
Yeah.
felt honor bound since she basically gave us the picture. And I was like,
I
it
know.
would be really, really gay and ignorant if I didn't invite the artist on. And someone's like, you're misgendering gay people. Probably.
What?
Properly.
Misgendering gay people?
What?
Hi, welcome to Dulcet's podcast, Misgendering Gay People.
This is going to get on EQD, mark my words. You'll never listen to this, Seth. Misgendering gay people. As long as I don't put it in the title, you'll put it up on your station. I know you will.
You listen to about 5 seconds of audio.
Yeah, it's about good.
Yeah.
At some point last night, I drew a triangle saying send nudes.
I have to stop myself from talking more shit.
You have to.
I do. I literally do. Like, I have, like, words on the tip of my tongue. You know, if he literally just called off, it wouldn't be so bad. You know what? This would go at the end of How Not to Brony.
Yeah.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
goldenfox never showed up. That was the first Event Horizon thing. Oh, do you have making chips ready?
I don't have any more chips. I just have pizza rolls, so I'll just get real close and crunch on a pizza roll.
Yeah, I don't care if it's like something crunchy like cereal or something, and just like get right up on the mic. And whenever
Oh,
Goldenfox goes to introduce himself, chew right into the mic.
Alright, when he goes to introduce himself, so I have to interrupt him. Alright. I have a box of Cheerios.
Oh, baby.
Let me test them. Let me test and see if they work real quick.
Okay, all right. Oh, baby.
Oh my lord.
That works.
Oh my lord.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, God damn it all.
Are you okay?
I'm gonna be okay. Katystar was 25 when she died.
She coughed once.
Yep, we'll have to go back to DA and get ourselves another cinnamon roll.
Oh, baby.
You asshole.
I've
It may
got a
take me a
couple.
whole week.
Oh, no, Anthony, I've got one. Alright, I've got a replacement cinnamon roll lined up.
Oh, Lord, please don't let it be Butters.
No, it's my friend Mud.
That's a winner if I'd ever heard a name.
Mud the lesbian.
I remember when Pastel's like, why aren't you in Limbo? And I was like, I'm pretty sure they'd eat buttons in Limbo.
You mean Butters.
Whatever. Either or.
You dyslexic bastard.
Yeah.
How dare you? I am dyslexic. I take offense.
Me
to
too,
that.
Katie.
Oh, there he is.
Fucking finally.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'd like to apologize. The thoughts and opinions of Lilac Galaxy do not represent.
Sorry, I don't represent the entirety of Limbo. I represent myself.
Okay, so I'm going to go around the room real quick. This is... Hey.
Sorry about that.
Oh, you're fine.
Welcome.
We just asked Al for like a while there. This is
Yeah.
FNGR welcoming you all to Limbo Podcast. Joined by
Wait,
the
I'm
boy...
not ready.
No, wait, what?
Let him talk.
I don't know what's going on. I'm
Okay.
going to try one more time. This is FNGR. Well, you know what? I'm just going to go around the room. Katystar.
Hi.
Yep. Deckard Spade.
Hello.
Recording quietly on mute is Dulcet Tones. Joined by Lilac Galaxy. And this week's King of Limbo, the winner of Analysis Daily, goldenfox.
What's up?
Alright, I'm just going to tell you, Golden. I was like, right when he introduces himself, I want you to chew right into the mic, Lilac. She didn't do it right. Never mind.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
I wasn't ready.
No, chewing. You are that stereotypical blonde who can't chew bubblegum
My
and walk.
lord.
I had a pizza roll.
Okay.
They don't crunch.
Alright. Golden, how was your day?
Oh, my day was good.
Oh, wonderful. Is this going to be your first year going to BronyCon?
Mm-hmm. First year going to BronyCon.
Oh, that's wonderful. Is there anyone you're looking forward to that you haven't met yet?
That's actually a good question. There's a good number of people that I have yet to meet in person. Let's see. Looking forward to meeting A and Y in person. Hopefully, fingers crossed. There should be a hotel room for...
Mental note, Anthony. Edit out everything from here. Well, if you don't survive Keyframe, we will miss you.
I'll win Analysis Daily when I'm dead.
Yep, postmortem. When Keyframe dies, it'll be right on your epitaph. I blame A&Y.
Oh, that's
Oh my god.
True tombstone quote right there.
Oh, of all your friends, Goldenfox, who's your favorite troublemaker?
Favorite troublemaker?
Anthony holds up a sign with an arrow pointing to himself.
I was assuming a toon would get it, but go ahead.
I would have to say, by troublemaker, you mean just somebody who's just humorous or somebody who likes to stir up drama?
Your favorite pain in the ass.
My favorite pain in the ass? Oh boy, I actually have quite a list.
That says a lot about your taste in people, Golden.
Yeah. In all seriousness, no. I kind of like don't have one. I just think
that's perfectly fine. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, look, I'm moving right along here. How do you measure season 6 versus season 7?
Anything to me is better than season 6 so far.
You're not wrong. What was it? Just that that debut was so slow. It was such a bad kickoff at the beginning.
It's not so much as that. It's like, okay, like season 6, it's not all episodes are bad. There are some episodes I did enjoy legitimately, but some of which they had some going so well with it, but they have like one flaw or two that is so cataclysmic to the entire episode. Case in point, Spice Up Your Life. And what was the other one? There's quite a handful of those kind of episodes where they have everything going so well with it, but there's one flaw that practically destroys the episode.
All right. Now, this obviously you could choose to pass on this or not. What is the edgiest backstory that you've ever heard to someone's OC?
Born in the pits of Tartarus to my mother, Queen Chrysalis, and my father, Lord Tarek.
That was amazing. That was better than what I heard.
But in all seriousness, I don't really know. Like, I would have said something related to Toon Critic, but his backstory is like he just like it looks like he grew up regularly. So there really isn't much of an edge right there.
I feel like Edgestone.
As far as edgiest backstories go, I don't know. Insert something referencing Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh, sure, certainly. Here, I'll definitely, since I'm running away with this after this question, you guys feel free to cut in. Again, feel free to tell me to drop dead on this one. Last time when we were setting up this podcast, I think Key pointed out that you had your shirt on backwards. What other great moments has Keyframe helped you along since you guys have, become closer?
Babe, where do we start?
That's actually a great question. There's a lot of times where I point out your bullshittery. I think one of my personal favorites is the fact that there are some people in Limbo that get really angry at you, Fox, and they think you're super cringy, and then they expect me to be cringy, and then they talk to me and they're like, "I'm not like Golden at all," and I'm like, "Yeah, why? What do you think?"
All right, so when you guys jump in here, since I'm obviously need to get myself out of hot water and have everybody forget about that.
I got a question.
Certainly.
Okay, so Golden, I can see that you have the Playboy Bunny outfit on currently in your store.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm going to be stuck with that for a while. So what's up?
Well, my question is, what is your favorite outfit for your OC?
My favorite outfit? Oh boy. I was actually planning on making like the not top 10, but like a countdown of my cross-dressing outfits that I've been proud of the most. And believe it or not, it's arguably a tie, but my personal favorite vector of my character being cross-dressed is the one in the harem outfit.
I can understand that.
One of my favorite cross-dressy Golden moments is not even a cross-dressy Golden moment. I just remember one of the first times that I interacted with you, Golden, was I think Anthony or Sweetie Bloom shared me this picture of you lying sideways on your couch.
Oh my god. The socks, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to surrender that to Sweetie Bloom. I remember the picture, but I don't think I had the gall to share it.
For a little while, it became the profile picture for the RIP.
Yeah, and Eliora loved using that pic so much.
I think she mentioned, God, do I want to repeat that?
You know you do.
I do. It was something about spit roast, but I'm going to forget the rest of the conversation. Anyways.
Toon Critic, Josh Scorcher, I guess Firebrand, and Silver Quill.
What about those three?
Which one would you marry, which one would you fuck, and which one would you kill?
I never saw that one coming. Jesus.
Well, I think one of them is going to be fairly obvious because he's the punching bag.
Okay, so you would marry Silver?
No,
I assumed he was killed Silver just because he's good for it.
Damn.
He's gotten multiple lives to live through.
Huh?
Come over the other ones, Mary and what was the other one?
Fuck.
God. I'm going to get my hands dirty on this one. I would probably fuck Toon Critic because Firebrand would just no.
You made Toon's day right then and there.
I'm opening up Psy, prepare for fan art.
I would have to live with Josh Scorcher's bullshit.
Yeah, the beard doesn't do anything for you, does it, Goldie?
No.
Not into
Oh
beards.
god, I need a picture of like you and Josh as like the honeymooners, like one of you is in the flowery, like...
No, you know what?
house-like.
I will tell you this much. Just to piss him off, I would put myself into the whole flowery thing because he can't stand it when guys are actually in female clothing.
Now, wouldn't it be funny for him to be on it?
It would be, but the fact that he doesn't like it just to piss him off, that would be definitely for bigger shits and giggles.
I find it funny that I'm not encouraging this for a change. But say,
You're an artist, right, Goldie?
Somewhat of an artist.
yeah, but you know a fair amount. You know, obviously, you and Keyframe and a couple others I'm sure you have a couple friends with. Have you ever thought about doing your own spoof on, like, your OC sucks? Maybe among your own peers?
A spoof on your OC sucks, as in, like, legitimately critique OC pony designs, or just, like, commentate and say a bunch of silly shit?
Either or.
Either or. You know, that's actually a good question. It definitely has, like, a good food for thought, because I've seen some ridiculous-looking OCs, but I've seen some pretty clever-looking OCs, and some of which that have, like, a sense of ambition involved with some of their designs that are, like, something you don't expect out of the norm of the show standards. But then there's overdoing it, and then there's going for, you know, those psychedelic colors that are way too difficult on the eye.
I mean, at least we're not like that British ninja. I mean, what is he supposed to do?
Oh, yes.
I mean,
an orange unicorn with a freaking top hat with two saber blades? Or...
I mean, look at him. He has like the orange coat, and he has red in his hair, and he has a greenish blue color for his eyes. What's he trying to be? A golden fox ripoff? Jeez, Jeff, get it together.
But in all seriousness, Ninja, we love you.
Yes, I'm pretty sure he won't watch this, but even still, I'll timestamp that.
I did have like attempt to say like on some OC designs from like legit YouTube users, like some of which like I couldn't stand the OC designs of. Like I get that this was supposed to be a joke, but I didn't know it until like afterwards. Brony Dance Party's OC, man, way too hard on the eyes.
Yeah,
I was waiting for
totally
it to be
agree
Kimmy
with you on that
Sparkle.
one.
Kimmy Sparkle too.
Yeah, I can totally agree with you, Golden. Like Brony Dance Party's colors are way too bright and are way too flashy.
The parrot, his whole OC design came from a Lego parody, and then it's like it all makes sense now.
Yeah, like it was all meant to be silly, and then it started to become his official thing.
I mean, it's like when you find out that part of Toon's origins is a train OC that was a rock and roll red train.
Oh my god!
that takes me back to Will's freaking King of Limbo, where Toon was starting to goof on freaking Will, and then Will gave it to him. He's like, "Excuse me, Mr. Flame Amigos," whatever the hell number it was. And I was like, I didn't know Will could be catty. Jesus.
619, yeah.
What is your favorite song in the series so far?
In My Little Pony?
Yeah.
Anthony, you're going to hate me for this because I know you hate the episode. The Magic Inside from the main attraction.
Oh, okay.
I've season 6 is a pleasant blur by now. If I had to sit through it again, I'm sure I'd be more nettled by it. Speaking of fan creations, whether it be from, like, I guess the furry fandom or OC types, is there anything that you feel that when you look at it that just goes, I've seen this too much? You'd encourage people probably to cut back from it?
Oh, very funny.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah, I heard you say it. It was not caught on the mic. No, I know that there's something that I feel is a little too oversaturated, but it's like I can't really put my finger on it.
It's Fox's tricky.
Yes, because I get mixed up with tricky and gay and so on and so forth.
Indeed.
But no, if there's anything that I feel is a little too oversaturated.
Those jam Pegasi.
Oh, very funny. I can't really think of one. Watch, as soon as like this podcast is over, I'm gonna be like, damn it, there is something that I remember now. Fuck.
Alicorns?
Okay, Alicorn OC, it all very much depends with how the Alicorn OCs are like designed. And it sounds like it's a level of favoritism, but there is a legit reason. Like for instance, with Lightning Bliss, the way her character was progressed and developed, I think it's like much more deserving and more natural in the state that she's in. But then there's just like OC characters who just like decide to just randomly go with the alicorn and not really choose the limitation.
You know, just for the keks.
I mean, I guess it's a terrible time to tell you, Golden. I am secretly an alicorn from the lost island of Floofle Horses.
Floofle Horses.
I am Keyframia, and you have Chia, which is Kichi.
Well, you know what? In that case, Come on, honey, let's go flying.
God damn it.
You know,
went there.
I have to apologize. Actually, I'm getting a picture done on top of the one that's already done for here because I went to gray. Mm-hmm. I was originally going to go for the Barbie Ken motif, but I couldn't come up with a good reference picture. And the second idea was like, let's base it off of what animes goldenfox likes. And I asked around, and Toon's like, I have no idea. And I was like, what does he do? Video games. And I thought, I was like, what if we did a Rule 63 Link as Golden Fox? And I was like, who has red hair in, like, the Zelda franchise? There's one from the most recent one.
Breath of the Wild?
Yeah, I can't remember the redhead's name.
I mean, even after drilled it into your head.
From her is blonde. Her beak is red.
I haven't really paid much attention to the latest,
it'll be a pleasant surprise then when you see it. It's from Gray again, so it'll be good, I hope.
Well, while we're on the topic of video games, I do have a question for you.
Okay,
I know
what's up?
Some of the videos that you've done just to talk about things and status updates have had the Metroid playing in the background. What's the whole connection to that in the game?
What do you mean by connection?
Why is it that you choose to use that when you're doing your background stuff?
Well, in other update videos that shows other games, it's mostly just out of whatever it is that I feel like. I don't know if that clears up what you're asking.
No, I understand what it is to obsess with a single game.
Obsessed with a single? Oh my god.
No, I was making fun of myself. I swear to God, Deckard knows what I'm talking about.
Motherfucking 3.
Diablo horse has got a Diablo.
Yeah, indeed.
I got a question for you.
Yeah, what's your question?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the most awkward moment that you've ever burped in public?
Ever birthed in public?
Burped.
Burped in public.
Belch. Made a mouth fart. Because anyone who's been in a Skype call with you knows that you don't control that at all.
Well,
Jesus.
As far as I have been proud of always belching out loud with almost no manners, and I would get yelled at for it. But I would have to say when proudly made the moment awkward was interrupting Zach during one of his roundtable podcasts. Because as soon as I did that, Keyframe, who was sick at the time, was hitting me constantly on the shoulder. You were just it was hilarious. But yeah, it was awkward, but everybody had a good laugh.
Well, since you brought that up, you gave me a wonderful segue there. Who's your favorite Teen Titan? Is it Beast Boy then?
I don't watch Teen Titans.
Oh, there was, I think, at least one of the episodes, every time someone would burp, he'd go, good one.
I've heard a lot about the show.
Yeah, talking about the classic one, obviously.
Just haven't watched the series.
No, it's fine. Perfect. As a classic gamer, what do you think of some of the more imaginative repricing of some of the old classic games on eBay recently?
Repricing you mean repricing or
some of the runaway imaginative pricing of some of the more older games that you might find out. Someone will put up hundreds or thousands of dollars for some of the older games.
What do I imagine in the future? What games would start to raise the prices in the future? Or?
Oh, I was just suggesting if you thought it was this is probably you feel it's worthwhile, or some of these people need to put down the crack pipe, so to speak.
As far as games that are way priced, I kind of have mixed feelings about it. Yeah, a game that you want to get and it's rare and it's expensive. It's a pain in the ass that you have to save your money up for it. It's understandable if it's really, really rare, such as Earthbound or what was another game that was really rare. There's Demon's Crest is pretty rare and it's a really good game. But then there are games that I feel are way too overpriced, like Chrono Trigger, for instance, is way too overpriced online. And
Final Fantasy VII, I'm told, is actually a bit overpriced.
I'll have to look that one up. Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, I think so.
I know.
I'll have to look. If it's for the original PlayStation game, then yeah, I think it kind of is. But then again, there's a virtual console for a PlayStation Network now, and it's comparatively much cheaper. This is kind of a tough question to answer because it seems like a vague question to me.
Okay, no. Well, here let's do this one. Where do you feel where do you cut off for classic gaming now by recent systems? Where do
I cut off?
Yeah, what's the most recent thing that you would say would count as classic at this point?
Classic at this point. I would probably have to say the GameCube. That's the latest as far as a quote-unquote classic goes. Because we still have the Wii, the Wii U, and now we have the Switch, but they still feel very recent, whereas the GameCube, while it's definitely somewhere in the realms of like something that was kind of recent, or it was like around during my high school years, nowadays, yeah, it's right in that transition. Along with that, I think the PlayStation 2 is like kind of like nudging in there. Those two games were around in that generation, along with the first Xbox. So yeah, it's somewhere around in there. And like as of now, like there was an HD remake of Wind Waker, and wasn't there like another remake of a GameCube game?
I think, not to my knowledge, but I know that they've made remakes of some of the original DS games. I guess classic handhelds, I think the original DS now counts as retro.
Yeah.
Because when you have the realization Nintendogs is like 10 years old, it's like, ah!
It's scary, yeah. Like, it's almost like 10
Those dogs are getting ready to be put to sleep.
Smash Brothers Brawl is like almost 10 years old. I remember how, like, back in high school, when I saw the trailers for it and everything, everybody was so psyched. And now it's out, and it's like almost a decade old.
So, since you mentioned Smash Brothers, since they seem to keep pulling from some of the old IPs, what's maybe something that you saw maybe on Smash Brothers that you'd like to see like brought back or revamped in its own game?
Revamped in its own game?
Because they bring IP, like, would you like a new Ice Climbers game?
Oh, hell no.
Well, that's for example.
To be fair, okay, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that is an example, but not exactly probably the one you'd want.
Right. Well, but to be fair, there was only one Ice Climber game, and while playing it, it wasn't bad. It just felt like a chore having to climb all the way to the top almost all the time. And I'm pretty sure that Nintendo could have been a little more ambitious with whatever it is they got the ice. You both died. It's like Mousecapade. But what was it you were asking specifically?
For example, since they did do a Punch-Out game not too long ago, which one of like some of the characters that they brought back maybe that you'd like to see get their modern redo? Like for example,
like a new game.
Yeah. Like a new Smash Brothers game, or like a new game?
No, like a new solo.
Solo game.
Yeah.
Would it be based off of the Smash Brothers roster characters?
Yeah, obviously you can do that.
Like you have Mr. Game & Watch in there. Would you like a Mr. Game & Watch game that would go to Switch or something?
Well, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind if there was like a compilation of all the different kinds of like Game & Watch games. But at the same time, that sounds like something that would like be more suitable for like a portable, like a 3DS or something, because it was made for portable first and second. Trying to control these things in like just one game. It's a crystal game, pretty much. It's one of those type of games. But for other characters, like, I like to see, it would be nice, it would probably cost a lot for Nintendo to do. It would be nice if they did a current rendition of an Earthbound game. Maybe Mother 2 to the US. Well, like, that's what Earthbound is. It's Mother 2.
I mean, the one that only got released in Japan that had that really creepy-ass boss villain that looked like a fetus.
Ew! Now, it would be nice if they did like something that's kind of its own type of game, or it's not necessarily like a reboot or anything like that. Kind of like what the Metroid Prime series is. It's in the same universe, but it's its own entity. Like something like that. Or it would be interesting if they actually went to the trouble of giving it a 3D environment remake of Mother and Mother 2, aka Earthbound, and so on and so forth, but with 3D graphics. Similar to the likes of like DuckTales or, the Castle of Illusion.
Oh, like the Steam remakes of those games.
It's kind of like Steam remakes, but with Nintendo, they're more geared towards like selling their physical copies and not like through Steam. Who other characters are in Smash Brothers? Because there's a lot to keep track of. I am aware that there was a current version of Star Fox, which I've heard has mixed opinions. So I'm thinking, do they have like another Pokemon Stadium?
Yeah, that's what I'm surprised about that they don't. I hope they're releasing that for the Switch soon, because obviously people like Pokemon.
People still like playing Pokemon. I think it would be cool if they like had some kind of wireless device that you connect to your 3DS, and it would connect to either a Wii U or a Switch, and it would have some kind of app or some kind of program where it like connects just through the wireless device and it detects it, and like you can like transfer your Pokemon and actually play your games through a Pokemon Stadium game.
How long did you stay with the Pokemon games? And given that Sun and Moon is how popular it is, are you interested in going back into the franchise?
To answer your question, no, I'm not actually interested in going back, because while I do have fond memories of the Pokemon franchise in the late 90s and anticipating some Pokemon the first movie. Like a lot of us, we were like peeing our pants, like, there's a Pokemon movie! I was a huge sucker for the Pokemon TV series, and then later finding out that they're just purposely making these cliffhangers just to keep the viewers invested. It was a cheap way of doing it. But playing the games, I had to adapt to it. Like, it was a bit of a pain in the butt to go through a Pokemon battle. It almost felt like a chore having to pick all the moves and such. It didn't, like, I didn't hate the game or anything like that. My starter, I actually restarted a couple of times because my brother used my version, which was red, just so that he can get the first 3 Pokemon filled up in his Pokédex. I think I still have it. I think I started with Bulbasaur.
Huh. I thought you would have started out with a Charmander.
I actually did start out with a Charmander in the Fire Red remake. A part of me kind of regrets it because I've encountered a shit ton of water Pokemon. It's like, yeah, as badass as Charizard is, you will get your ass kicked if you're not careful. Stupidly enough, a lot of these Pokemon games only had so many Pokemon, and there are some that some versions don't have, and you had to trade in order to fill them in. I was not a fan of that because it just felt like a cheap way of having to, like, socially interact and trying to get something finished. Now, I had trouble interacting with a lot of people when I was a kid, so I was lucky enough to finally get my Pokédex filled up. It took me over a year and a half to do. And at that point, Gold and Silver was on its way. And I was like, I can't keep up. So I still continue playing Pokemon, but mostly just to toughen up and just have, like, you know, my own set of Pokemon and not trying to, you know, collect all the Pokemon.
You did it. Go and catch 'em all.
Yeah, no, I hate that tagline. I hate that tagline. I'm not a big fan of the whole collectathon thing, and that's a whole different can of worms in which I don't want to stir up an emotional moment or anything like that.
So yeah, on the topic of Nintendo, was there anything recently that they've done that you found upsetting?
Recently that I found upsetting? Not really.
Someone doesn't watch the Gymquisition.
Hey, if you're happy, that's perfectly all right. Valid interpretation.
Yeah, there's probably something I may not have known about.
Oh, okay. I was hoping to get some more fandom questions, if it's all right. You might know of a channel called Walter Van Der Wolf. He does a series where he has, like, various OCs dancing in the fandom.
He has those motion MMD videos.
Oh, you mean like the Lightning Bliss one?
Yes.
The one with the wild card? Yeah, I've seen those, yeah. Very cute to watch. I recently saw one where Dr. Wolf was dancing to Get Lucky, yeah. It was kind of creepy, though, when you look at the eyes, because everywhere the camera looks, he's always looking directly at you. that kind of voice. That could definitely turn into a horror story.
Between that style and, let's say, I don't know, another gentleman I think the Toon got to work with, what's his name? Inverted Shadow. If you could get your OC animated by either or, who would you go with?
Who would I go with?
Yes.
There have been a couple of occasions where my character was modeled in Source Filmmaker. Pretty much either or is fine. I do believe that the animator could do the dancing ponies and such. I think he's going to eventually make one with us at one point. But, like, I'm pretty much fine with either or. And I try not to be too picky with how my character would come out. Because there are limitations and everything and all that shit.
Well, I'm just saying, in the ideal situation, we are allowed to be completely spoiled.
Allowed to be completely spoiled. I'd be curious to see what my character would look like in those dance videos.
Yeah. No knock on Inverted Shadow. Loved that video to death that he did with Toon. Yeah, no, I get your point there. Here's kind of a fun one. I don't know if you've paid attention to this. In recent memory, let's say like the last 3 years, what's been your preferred favorite bad movie?
Preferred favorite bad movie? Is it a movie that I like, but you know how bad it is?
Yeah, you've sat down, you watched it, you thought about it and said, I know this isn't all that good, but I enjoy it all the same.
Okay, this could result into a couple of answers. Would guess that, like, the one thing, it's because it's such a quotable, stupid movie. The cinematography is terrible. Battlefield Earth. It is so fucking stupid. Like, this movie is expecting you to take all this shit seriously, but goddamn, those freaking tubes that are over their noses look like freaking those monsters from Lord of the Rings that just, like, pop out of the ground. And it's just freaking shots that are all, like, slanted and everything. It's like, ooh, it's trying to be, like, stylish and everything. It's so goofy. But goddamn, they do a good job making it so hilarious just to point your finger and laugh at. Like, people have quoted the spell your name line God knows how many times, or watch your tongue, and just... It's ridiculous that I can't help but just adore how stupid the movie is. I don't believe in Scientology, but goddamn, that movie is like, it's so, like, it's hilarious. I love it.
I got this one off of Keyframe's Twitter. If you could do a duet with Keyframe, for example, is there maybe like a Hamilton song you'd like to do with her someday?
I've had thoughts about doing It's Quiet Uptown.
Or I know one song you want us to do a duet for is from the Disneyland, the Whole New World song from Aladdin.
It's a bit of a mixture between A Whole New World and Can You Feel the Love Tonight? And for Can You Feel the Love Tonight, it would have a lot of different, like, altered liberties and everything.
How about we not pick the song that is completely overrated? Hi!
That's both of those songs.
No, it is not.
I wasn't trying to start a fight.
Don't worry, Anthony. You don't need to go. You don't need to go to your aunt's. Mama and Dad is not fine. But it's like, no, that song is that. I'd rather do A Whole New World.
I thought people thought A Whole New World was overrated as hell. Well, that's what I thought a lot of people thought it was. I'm not against the song. I love that song.
What's your opinion? Hey, Brett. I have a question for you in that same vein.
Okay.
Do you know someone by the name of Confused Matthew?
I'm going to try to make it as simple as possible. Everybody's got different opinions. It's fine if he doesn't like the movie. What I don't like is when somebody becomes so self-entitled that they're willing to dictate your opinion, saying you shouldn't like it. And that's how his approach was in the video.
Oh, that was surprisingly level-headed of you.
I'm trying not to go on any...
You're not being fun.
No, the last one on a tirade, it was about Disney remaking live-action like versions, and then freaking CloudCuckooCountry interrupts saying that he's drinking the tears of the Lion King fans, which was just very, like, it really got under my skin. It's like, you know, I really shouldn't have spoken about that, but I just, like, he just burned bridges between him and I.
I think he was just being an ass that day. I think you have nothing to worry about.
No, I even spoke to Jim Fear, which was his podcast, and even he said that, you know, he always does like diggish things and such, but he's like very forgiving.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm mistaken.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No.
I don't need to burn any more bridges. So in the unlikely event, Cloud, you hear this? I love everyone and everything. Cough. I've hit too many people I respect lately, and I will not be doing that to you, sir. Or you, Goldie.
So I have a question for you. You talked about your guilty pleasure already. What is the biggest hyped movie you've seen that was a letdown?
Biggest hyped movie that I've seen that was a letdown? God, that's a good question.
I certainly know my answer.
And what's your answer?
Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
I've heard a lot of people like I haven't even seen the first Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's some stern talk right there.
I can't say much because I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen it yet either, so please don't spoil.
Please.
Well, I mean, I don't
I'll leave my own damn podcast. Don't spoil that for me. I will hang up and take what I got and run.
First Guardians was really, really good, and I found a site where I could watch the second Guardians movie after Max told me about it, and I'm like, I mean, it's not bad.
My finger is on the hang up button. I will leave. I don't want to have this.
We'll run.
We're not giving out any spoilers.
Okay, cool.
I honestly, I guess I could say, there are some sequels that are, even straight to video that really pissed me off, but it's pretty much echoing off of what everybody else is saying. So it's kind of but there's also, theatrical sequels that were legitimately disappointing that are, flying over my head, and I can't even, movies haven't been at the top of my head lately, so it is kind of challenging. Fuck it, I'll just go ahead and say one. If you've seen The Secret of Nim, you'll really hate the sequel. Even if you watch the sequel on its own, it's complete dog shit.
Doesn't the sequel follow their kid?
Yeah, the kid that only got one line that was just sick throughout the first movie.
And yet everybody puts him on a pedestal. He hardly does the job correct. While everybody else, including a rebellious female mouse or girl mouse, take your pick, and they're willing to do their job so much better. And it's just
But Golden. The kid is voiced by the Karate Kid when he gets older.
Okay, so you have a couple of big name actors who are in these movies. What the fuck ever?
Pat Morita is not a big name. I'm gonna walk you back right there.
Yeah.
Okay, not exactly big name, but if you look into the casting and who did what, the sequel is horrible. It was just it's not even disappointing. I just felt like not even slapped to the face. I just felt what the hell am I watching? It's like they took the original film and decided to just stir up an idiotic fan fiction because that's what it is.
The original was a Don Bluth movie, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
And the second one was probably just a direct-to-film.
Yep.
Yes, it was. It was a direct-to-film. I am aware that there were some differences from the original book, such even the name, Ms. Brisby. The original book, the character was Frisbee, but Don Bluth couldn't allow that name because of a brand company.
Oh yeah, Frisbees.
So he couldn't keep the name, so he had to change that. There were a few other changes that he had to do, but the original film, I definitely, I have a huge soft spot for that one, in which, it did a lot of things that movies nowadays would have never dared to do. And, I'm not going to stand here and gush too much about it, but the sequel it can go fuck itself.
All right, fuck itself sequel of the week with Golden Fox.
Yeah.
I would watch that show.
I'd watch it.
Yeah,
Fuck
same.
itself sequel of the week, and it's like a 30-second video where you're just like, this movie can go fuck itself. Okay, thank you for watching and subscribing.
I was imagining pulling off one of those it's bullshit rants, but it's just on a sequel, and I'm just completely speaking my mind of what I hate about it.
It has to. You can't lower your voice once during the video too. It has to be 2 minutes of you just yelling.
Well, okay, constantly yelling would be annoying. If you've seen how James Wolfe did his rants, he's level-headed, explaining everything,
No,
and the
that's
things.
Golden. That's the joke.
Yeah.
What?
You're always finding everybody's always finding a way to completely trick me into making a fool of myself.
But you are a fool. We're all fools.
So
I'm trying to remember how's the saying going. The real maturity is when you stop worrying about trying to look like an adult.
Exactly.
well, even if we're childishly on a tirade, they say, "Oh, Brad, I was joking," and it just makes the moment extremely awkward.
No. Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Golden. I got a question for you.
All right. What's your question?
Given that you are such a big Lion King fan,
Mm-hmm.
what is your opinion on the Lion King sequels and TV series? So 2, 1.5, Timon and Pumbaa, and Lion Guard.
I'll try to keep this one short. The sequel, I definitely think it's one of the few occasions where a Disney sequel is actually it's worth watching. I don't think it's great, but it's one of the few exceptions. There are a few other Disney sequels that are also exceptional, and I'm saying that because I don't want people to think that I'm being too biased towards one particular name. 1.5, the humor definitely is a bit of a mixed bag, and I can definitely see that it's more it's putting a different spin on the original film, and that's okay. I can deal with that. There were a few little annoyances, and it was done on purpose, for the sake of annoyances. They're definitely passable. As for, TV shows, Timon and Pumbaa, I didn't really have much of a privilege to watch when I was a kid. It was pretty forgettable to me, personally. A lot of its humor, it seemed more like Disney was trying to be Ren and Stimpy with Timon and Pumbaa, and it just didn't sit too well. I don't hate it or anything. I'll probably look back and appreciate, an episode or two. The other one being the Lion Guard. I had plans on putting together a video about my thoughts on the pilot, in which, long story short, I hated it. But
It seems to be going around.
Yes, it has. But I gave the show a chance finally because it took me over a year to get over how irritated I was with the pilot movie. But when I gave the few episodes a chance, I could definitely see how it would be. I think it would age well. But it unfortunately doesn't have as much of a growing audience as it would have expected. But putting that aside, I actually like what they were going for. It has some themes that kids would eventually have to learn about when growing up. And I think that's a much better approach compared to the pilot, in which I won't go off on a tirade or anything like that. But that being said, I really don't have anything else. I'm trying to think things through to come up with these answers.
Well, let's segue on that part. I do have a question for you. What about Kingdom Hearts?
I never liked Kingdom Hearts.
Okay.
I tried playing the first game. I got lost. I got stuck. A lot of people say you're supposed to do this and that, and I'm just sitting there thinking, how was I supposed to figure that out?
Again, I am not the only one.
Okay, good. No, Zach and the others are huge Kingdom Hearts fans, and a couple of times Zach said, you should give Kingdom Hearts another chance. Okay, the first game wasn't good, play the second one. Well, that's like saying you should watch The Empire Strikes Back first, then watching A New Hope. That doesn't sit well with me.
Well, they've re-released the games a couple of times at this point, and even in the re-releases, 2 of the games, they said, oh, we're not going to release these because they were on the Game Boy Advance and this, but they also weren't worth playing. Here's some movies based off of it so you can fill yourself in on the lore.
Well, even if I were to fill in on the lore, it still doesn't change, my issues on the gameplay itself, because that's the meat of it. You can have the most fantastic story in the world, but the gameplay and the mechanics and the controls can be absolute shit. It's the same thing with, like, a game can have really, really good graphics, but it doesn't matter. What matters is the quality of the gameplay. If it's worth playing and it's, satisfying and rewarding, then that's the most you can find to win your audience. Having good graphics or a good story or having a good lore, they're nice treats to have, but they're nice treats. They're not a necessity, if that makes sense to you.
No, absolutely.
But no, I never liked Kingdom Hearts. I tried to get into it. It frustrated me for several years. And then I found out when watching somebody, I'm not going to mention her name, but she made a huge, look back on Kingdom Hearts. And it says that in the first game, you stumble upon picking one of 3 items. There's a sword, a shield, and some kind of magical wand or something.
I think I know.
I'm not going to say her name.
No, that's fine.
If you pick the sword, you have to play the game all over again. And you find out near the end of the game. And I'm just like, wow. If I had actually made more progress, I would have hated the game a lot more. Yeah, no. I don't like them when games are... It's a whole different, can of worms in which I got into multiple discussions about. But if I'm stuck on a game and I'm getting bored and then I'm told to do this and the game never hits that, then yeah, it's going to irritate me. Because it's like, how am I supposed to enjoy this game if I don't know what I'm supposed to do and the game makes me feel like an idiot?
I can definitely appreciate that. Besides Kingdom Hearts, are there any other popular games that maybe your friends really enjoy that you're stuck on the outs?
Yes, actually. I can't stand Majora's Mask. I like the tone of the game, but the cryptic nature, again, it's the same thing that I had with Kingdom Hearts. How was I supposed to figure that out? How was I supposed to know when to go over here or go over there? I had a bit of a pretty bad experience trying to play Majora's Mask on the Virtual Console, and then, at one point, I'm not trying to villainize her, but I stumbled upon this little green guy where he sells different portions of a map, because as soon as he paused the game to check the map, everything is all clouded. So I would need to purchase all these things in order to keep track of where I'm supposed to go, in order to make progress in the game. And then I hear, Brett, you're not supposed to be doing that. I'm like, what the hell? How was I supposed to know? And then I die, and then I rage quit. Yeah, it's the same issues in which it's like, oh, you're not supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that, but these specific steps are not fully explained. Well, another game that also got under my skin, in which it's not from my circle of friends, but more from my brother, and it was called Mass Effect. And everybody knows Mass Effect. It has this huge open lore and a lot of other things that they say. It's intelligent. It's one of the best games ever made. It's extremely pretentious. I had a very ugly experience playing the game.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I certainly have a lot to go back through and edit. Does anyone have any final questions? I pray like hell, and I didn't want to say anything at the beginning, but I could vaguely hear keyframes, so that's going to be really fun to try and get that up to level. Think I can save it. We'll see.
No, right now she's asleep.
No, I was just saying because she would kind of talk over the back, and I was like, I can hear it well enough because I've got my earphones plugged in, and I was like, ooh, I hope I can fix that on the hard limiter. I did. Yeah, this is pretty good. Very gaming heavy, which will definitely fit that new thumbnail. I'd like to thank Katystar, Deckard, Spade, Dulcet Tones, and I actually got you both right in the right order when I was looking at it because I always screw you two up. All right, let's stop the recording.